Can you hear it? Chris? Can you Chris? Hey everybody, welcome back to the PPC Questions and Answers show. The show where we answer your AdWords and pay-per-click questions, and we do it in a very concise format, and we get comments on the YouTube channel like, nice format, guys. So my name is Jason Rothman. As always, I'm joined by Chris Schaefer. Chris, tell everybody hello.
Hello, YouTube. Got a question from you guys, and we're going to answer it with a special guest.
Yes, today we have a special guest straight from the depths of Michigan, where he runs underground bunkers where they just churn out great AdWords, Amazon, Bing accounts, Facebook all day long. The great Walt Conger, the president and CEO of Click Control Marketing. Walt, thanks for joining us on the new podcast here.
Thank you for having me. I'm excited to answer one of your questions.
Well, as I would tell you off the air, as I did, we would love to have you on anytime here, but we especially love to bring you in on the shopping campaign questions. Big part of Google AdWords. We never talk about it on this show. Chris and I don't usually partake in Google shopping campaigns, but you are our go-to expert when it comes to all things Google shopping. So I'm going to read Emil's question today, and then pick your brain about Google shopping. So Emil wrote in, he said, hi guys, what do you guys consider best practice when setting up or structuring shopping campaigns for a big client with lots of brands and many products? I've read about query level segmentation, as have I, being a very effective way to structure shopping campaigns, depending on what the client is doing, of course. But I just wanted to hear what you guys generally do. So, Walt, I'm going to take that question. I'm going to mold it into two specific questions about Google Shopping. Number one, what the heck is query level segmentation? Because I'm not going in on this alone. I'll tell everyone to the world. Chris didn't know about it either. So what is query level segmentation when it comes to Google Shopping? And then generally, what is your best practice for structuring Google shopping campaign? So let's take the first one. What is query level segmentation when it comes to Google shopping?
Sure, that's a great question. Query level shopping or query level segmentation is the idea, and it's usually for bigger shopping campaigns, is the idea of breaking campaigns into not just one shopping campaign, but multiple campaigns. And then you structure those campaigns based on the general, like if you have, say, let's say they sell shoes. So you might have a shopping campaign that's general, and you have low priority. You have certain negative keywords in there, and then that will be showing on, say, running shoes. It'd be a lower priority, different type of negative keywords. And then you'd have another shopping campaign that is in the settings. You can set the priority on where to show those product groups in the shopping channel. Okay. And in the other shopping campaign, be more of a higher priority, and that would be for your ads to show up on keywords like Nike Air Max or Nike Air Max 80 or 70 or whatever.
So you have your running shoes campaign for general keywords that,
at
lower priority. And then you have other campaigns, total different campaigns for specific types of running shoes. So the general could be a running shoes, and then the more specific could be Nike Air Max, whatever, Nike men's running 557, whatever.
Yeah. Yes.
Do you do that? What do you recommend in terms of these query level campaigns?
And sometimes you can break these down. I've seen accounts where there's been 7, 8, 9, 10 of these campaigns, just depending on the funnel, where they are in the funnel. Obviously, in running shoes, it's way more at the top of the funnel than, say, Nike Air Max.
Right.
I have used it. I rarely do because I have another strategy that I prefer.
Okay.
And if you want me to go into that, I'll slide right into how I use it.
So Emil, why don't you take it easy with this query level segmentation? As we know from hearing Chris Schaefer every week, he despises multiple campaigns. And so I can just tell right off the bat that might not be something that would be a good idea for most people. But Walt, give us your best practice in terms of shopping campaigns and account structure when you get a new shopping client. What do you like to do?
Well, first of all, I do want to say that query level segmentation is an okay strategy.
Okay.
So I want to make that clear that it works.
Okay.
And it is a decent strategy. And so I don't want to give the impression that it's not a good strategy. It is a good strategy. It's not one that I use. What I use is I like to keep it simple. And we could probably have an hour-long conversation on.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
No, let's not.
Let's give Chris a heart attack. Let's do it.
No.
Let's talk shopping for 1 hour, Chris. How's that?
Bye.
See you. Call my bluff.
So I keep it simple. I like to break the product groups into 2 levels, brands and item ID. And so you can set that in your feed file in Shopify. If you develop your own feed file and load it right into Merchant Center, there's columns for this to break it that way. But I love to have it by brand. So if a company has multiple brands, then you can have Nike, Adidas, and so on and so forth. You'll see those in your product groups.
And those would be your campaigns?
Those would be your product groups.
Product groups.
So that would be like an ad group.
Okay,
So
product group equals ad group for shopping. Okay.
Yep. And so I usually just have one campaign labeled shopping campaign.
Okay.
And then I break down into multiple product groups or ad groups. And then you can go one level deeper, and there's a little plus symbol that you'll see in those product groups. If you click that plus symbol, it'll pull up and you can break it down further depending on how you set up your feed file.
Okay.
And so I make sure our feed files are set up in brands, and then I break it down in brands and I go into that brand. So if you click on that brand, you might see 50 products in that brand. So they might have 50 Nike products, 50 Adidas products, and so on.
Okay.
So if you're going to bid that way and you see the data, the conversions and clicks and cost per conversion, you're seeing it based on those 50, but you don't know what is converting or what is costing the most. You're just seeing it as one big group of 50.
And just to recap here, that is if you have one campaign with multiple product groups for each brand. One brand equals one product group, and a product group acts like an ad group.
Yes.
And if you just do it this way, you're going to control your bids at the product group level?
Yes.
Okay. So you'll be bidding on Adidas, and then you'll have multiple actual physical individual products within that product group. But you're saying you go one level deeper.
Yes, I do. Okay. Exactly. Yep.
Where's that?
You'll see a little where it says the brand. So Nike, you'll see a little plus symbol. You click on that plus symbol, it'll open up another window. There'd be a drop down box, and you can click on item ID.
Okay.
Item ID is every single SKU within that product group.
And you set those SKUs up in your feed file.
Yes, exactly.
So now you're into this screen that has item ID, and that basically acts like keywords.
No, it's a product.
Okay.
It's each individual product under that brand.
And is there a way to second bids at the product ID level? The SKU?
That's exactly where I'm going, and that's how I set it up. You can break every single SKU individual underneath that brand, that product group's brand.
Okay.
So you can have Nike, and then you'll see 50 lines with every single Nike product under there. Right. And then you can bid individually on those products. And it's amazing, but most of the campaigns that I go in and audit, they don't go down to that level. They're just bidding on Nike. If Nike had
it sounds like Emil wanted to do this query level multiple campaign structure because he wanted to control things with bids, different individual SKUs with different bids. But you're telling him, hey, there's a different way. One campaign, multiple product groups, each brand is a product group. And then inside the product group, you can open that up and control the SKUs with different bids. And so you can accomplish extreme control, just like bidding on individual keywords in a search campaign, but you can do it this way and still have one nice campaign for a nice structure.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so campaign, product group, and then inside the product group, you open it up, and what is that area called? Is it called SKUs or product
item
ID?
Item ID.
Item ID. So I'm going to brand this the Item ID Walt Conger shopping method. You like that?
I do.
Okay, good. Well, Chris, you know better than anybody, I am not a shopping campaign expert. But Walt, the way you explained it today makes a whole lot of sense to me because I've equated. Yes, go ahead.
I would like to ask Chris if he understands, because if he understands my explanation of a shopping campaign, everybody's going to understand it.
Absolutely. It makes a lot of sense to me. I have some experience with it. I do a few shopping campaigns myself, and it makes perfect sense. It shed a lot of light. So I appreciate it.
And Chris, does the way we lined it up where you have your campaigns, product groups are like ad groups, item ID is like keyword bidding. Am I saying that? Does that make sense to everybody?
No, you're right. What you're missing is that each item is then what's different with the item is that it's then based on the description and the title and all the stuff within that item. So
right. And
it's
I'm not so much
incredibly intense on what can be matched. It's way over the top compared to an item to a keyword. You can't really make a comparison there.
Right.
Yeah, I know this isn't the venue for that, but titles and descriptions is the bread and butter of shopping.
Yeah.
But that gives you the capability of seeing that data at the item ID level.
Okay.
And excluding that ID altogether, increasing the bids if one's doing well, and decreasing the bids if it isn't right at the item ID, and that will usually optimize your campaign pretty good.
So control your bids at the item ID level, and that's how you get good shopping campaign results.
Yes.
All right. Well, Walt Conger, tell everyone where they can find you and what kind of services you guys offer.
Sure. We're full service internet marketing. We do all pay-per-click on Google, Bing, Amazon, Facebook, Instagram. And the best way to find us is on the web at www.clickcontrolmarketing.com.
And you invite everyone in the country and the world to find their ways to the depths of Michigan and knock on your office door personally, right?
Absolutely. They're welcome.
All right. Well, you're welcome. Thanks for coming on the show, and you're welcome, everybody. And Emil, you're welcome. And now I feel like I am a shopping campaign expert. So thanks for joining us, and we will be back next time with the next episode of the PPC Questions and Answers Show.